that I actually am. All right, so welcome back to another edition of Tarot and Tea. Just in case this is your first time stumbling across me, I'm Safrianna Luna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and every Monday I go live to pull some cards for the collective, as well as to drop into some personal updates. So, how you doing, my loves? How are you doing? I know that this Mercury retrograde in Cancer has really been swirly for so many people, and so I just want to send love to you all as we journey through these topsy-turvy human times. I want you to know that you are not alone and that we are truly in this together. And it's not easy, right? It is not easy to be on the human journey at this point in time. So let's go ahead and pull a frequency card for the week. And this first card for us is really just the frequency of support that we might be able to rely on at this time or be called to work with at this time. And it is the Third Eye Chakra. So also, wow, look at this match of color back here. Wild. The Third Eye Chakra is all about the seat of our intuition, of our inner knowing, of our power to project out of ourselves and see what might be possible beyond this particular moment. The card here says the frequency of the Third Eye Chakra, the indigo flower of life, supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. So the question here for you this week is, where are you maybe not dropping in to see your inner vision enough? Where are you maybe rejecting your imagination or trying to play in the realms of the mundane and how things have maybe always been, when in fact you could be expanding outward into something even greater than you can imagine? So this is our activation, our energy activation for the week. Let's see what the tarot has to say. So what is our message from the tarot this week? Ooh, okay, well, that one came right out and flipped. It is the Six of Pentacles. So look at our elder gentleman here who is offering coins to these outstretched hands. We have this branch moving across the landscape here, almost like he's floating. But I really think it's potentially snow. But it looks almost like he's floating, which I can't help but just find a little significant. So this is really about our generosity. It is about our patronage and the gifts that we give to others. So there's something in this card about giving and receiving, or giving or receiving, and only you will know where you need more balance in your life, where maybe you can open up in one direction or the other, or maybe both. But this is a card where our threefold harvest, that threefold law of what we give, we get in return threefold, is really key here. So there's the three pentacles above and the three pentacles below. And it is this idea that he is amplifying his abundance in this through his generosity. So there's good prospects on the horizon, which I love for us, especially when it comes to our creativity, when it comes to our prospects, when it comes to company. And so this is a time for you to really observe what you are harvesting, what is here for you, what is aligned for you, what is nourishing you, and where you can give that nourishment back in community and back into the world, and where you can amplify for yourself too. I feel like we're really playing in the possibilities this week of amplifying what's here for us, or amplifying what we have been moving towards. So if you are already feeling really good, like you have what you want and need, yay, let's amplify that. If you feel like you're still moving in that direction, let's really hone in on what's working well, what feels really good for you, and expand more into more of that. All right, and now we have our three oracle cards. So today I am pulling from Gateway of Light Activation. If this is one of your first times with me, I rotate decks with the exception of the Druidcraft Tarot, which is what I always pull the tarot from. This deck has been with me almost as long as I've been a Druid. So that makes over half of my life now. It's wild to think. All right. So some really good energies. We're playing in the possibilities this week. We are amplifying our abundance and our being in our generosity, receiving and giving gifts. And what else is here for us to know this week? What portals are opening for us? What activations are here for us? What do we need to know about this particular chapter? One more. All right. So first we have Arcturian Light Codes. So our Arcturian helpers are always very eager to assist us, especially when we are in these times of transformation and expansion. So this is about evolutionary downloads. You really receiving the message that you need to receive in order to evolve into this next version of yourself. Now, we just had a Mercury Cazimi yesterday, and I'm still very much learning about astrology. It's a very exciting time. We're talking about astrology a lot in this house. But the Cazimi is, I guess, when there is this height, this peak at the retrograde point, and it can be a very clarifying and deepening time. So I feel like that energy is still there for you if you want to play with it this week, but this is the time of evolutionary downloads. It's also recalling our power and being in future thinking. And now, what I'm hearing really loudly is that the future thinking, they want us to be so careful not to get stuck in the sort of future doom forecasting. Future doom forecasting is not what is indicated here. What's indicated here is more of a future thinking, really aligning your thoughts, your language, your energy, your inner world, your outer world with the future that you want to co-create with the world around you. So don't be future thinking in a panicky way. Again, our messages here from our energy activation from the tarot are really saying to be in the possibilities, to play with what you could be creating in the future and the generosity that is here now. So this is just saying, don't be in the fear of the future, be in the play, be in the possibility. It's just really reinforcing that. Our next card is the I Am Presence. I am, and this is all about activating our light body, activating our energy fields, activating our embodiment, being here now, accessing the divine within. So this is really an opportunity as we're playing in the possibilities, as we're moving through our third eye spaces and out to see what's possible for us. This is reminding us that we're also coming back home and anchoring into who we are, the divine presence within, the divine spark within. I am so big on this. I think we are all divine. I think we are all a blessing here on this planet at this point in time. And this is really our invitation to embrace that, to step into that, to know that to be true about ourselves. I am. And then our final oracle card of the week is the Order of Melchizedek. Every time I see the Order of Melchizedek, I'm also reminded that we are at Earth School, right? This is a time of learning for all of us. Where planet Earth finds herself at this point in time is in the evolution of karma. It's in the liberation of generational wounds. It is untangling the pain and suffering that we have been in for generations and generations and generations at this point. We are rising together cosmically through this really, really, the word that came in was squishy, like grindy, squishy time of extricating the human patterns that do not serve the collective. And so the Order of Melchizedek is here to really encourage us not to give up, again, to embrace the light, to really be on our mission, accept our mission, embrace our mission. I believe we all have a mission to be ourselves on this planet at this time. My literal blueprint says I'm meant to be here to be me at this point in time, but I think that that's true for everyone to some extent. Whether your mission is also to start a nonprofit, or whether your mission is to teach people about caregiving, or your mission is to make music. It does not matter what your mission is. What matters is that you embrace the calling of your heart and soul. And this card is really saying, like, as you step into the light, as you stand in the light, as you're embraced by the light, your mission becomes more known. So don't give up. And I just have to say, like, these purples, this third eye chakra activation, this card in particular, they really feel like they are seeding this possibility, this hope, this move beyond the present circumstances and feel into what is beyond. So let's go ahead and recap our reading for the week. Here's our recap. The energy activation invitation this week is the third eye chakra, really inviting us to play in the possibilities of creative, expansive, dreamy, wonderful ideas that can eventually become routed in our reality. And this frequency is here to support us activating our next level. The Six of Pentacles, our tarot message of the week, is really reminding us to give and receive, to be in the flow of generosity, to allow that threefold law to amplify in our lives. So the more goodness we give, the more goodness we get. And if you have been struggling to receive goodness, big invitation this week to open your heart, open your palms, and receive, so that you can return to the flow of truly genuine and reciprocal giving. We have our Arcturian codes, our Arcturian Light Codes, really reminding us to stand in our power, to express ourselves, to receive these downloads that are coming through. Great time to go journal. I did a mind map last night for the Cazimi, and that was really powerful. This is about that future thinking, but not future forecasting in a doom way, but really thinking about what you are creating with the universe. We have the I Am Presence, really reminding us to be embodied here and now, to stand in the power and the light of who we are. And then finally, the Order of Melchizedek. Don't give up. We are here for a reason. Embrace your mission. The more you embrace your unique mission, the more happy you're going to be, the more fulfilled you're going to feel. And no one's mission looks exactly the same. So we have really, most of us have grown up in a patriarchy dominated society where the mission is to make a lot of money for a corporation, or to go grind your life away on behalf of someone else, or to be a good citizen and fit in with the system. That is not what is being, it's not what's being indicated in the cards, but it's also always been artificial. We are here to be uniquely ourselves. So embrace you, my loves, and we got this. I know it's not easy. I know it's not easy, but we do got this. So let's transition into our tea with my personal updates. First, one of my dear friends got me this beautiful mug as a birthday present, and I just got it the other day, and I just think it's lovely. It's like rain in a forest, or runes, or sticks, or music, or something. Like, it's just so unique. So I'm celebrating that. The tea, my friends, the tea. I've been talking a lot about manifestation lately, and it's really funny because for the last couple of months, the universe, friends, tarot readings, you name it, have been so clear to me of like, watch your language. Be so careful in how you are wording out in the world. And I've been messy about it, right? I've been stumbling through this, reprogramming how I think and language. And I don't believe in spiritual bypassing. If you've been following along with me long enough, you know that I'm like the anti-spiritual bypassing queen. But there's also ruminating and circling and continuing to be down in the dregs versus allowing ourselves to hold the bullshit in one hand, the challenges, the difficulties in one hand, and then in the other, look toward that future that we are looking forward to, and languaging as if it's already here. You know, this card really struck me. I found myself in this situation this month. I've written and shared a little bit about this already, but I've been thinking about it so much more, which is that I kept languaging, I want more time to write, I want more time to write. I'm prioritizing my writing. I'm going to remove all challenges from my writing. Literally, I have it on a sticky note somewhere on my desk from our last moon ceremony. Yeah, right here. I will clear obstacles from my writing. I sure did, right? And I said that I cleared it in the form of having a very open schedule. And it's the middle of the summer, right? And my client load is down, and I know it's not because of the quality of the work that I'm doing, but it is because I have energetically aligned myself with this moment right here, right now, where I'm like, I just want to write. And I've been saying that and saying that and saying that for like a year now, if not more. So surprise, surprise, Safrianna, when we land in this month where I'm able to write. And so I have been not writing as quickly, and this has been a lesson for me. One of my life themes is patience, and patience is really, people with patience life theme are very patient with other people and struggle hardcore with their patience towards themselves. And yeah, like my partner and I joke, like very, very patient with people, almost to a fault. I'll be years on end patient with other people. Objects and myself get about 30 seconds, if that. And so with this book, right? With this book, with all book projects, books require so much patience. I'm not writing AI generated books. I'm writing from scratch multiple iterations of edits of books, you know, and that takes a significant amount of time. And I've discovered that I work best behind a closed and sometimes locked door. I always have written the most words and been the most prolific and quick with my writing when I am locked away in a hotel room, when I'm locked in my bedroom, when I am locked in a basement somewhere where no one's bothering me. I don't do so well with writing around other people, big open spaces, cafes, libraries. Like too many distractions for the way that my nervous system works. And so as I approached this time in which the universe was very clearly opening up so much spaciousness for me to write, I was also confronted with the fact that it's not really behind closed doors, so to speak. It's not in that perfect method that I might want, but it is an opportunity. So I've really been sinking into the opportunity of, okay, I can write even under imperfect circumstances. I can write even if I'm only going to write for 20 minutes. I can write even if I'm just going to jot down an outline. I don't have to, oh, we got a spam call coming in. I don't have to be writing in this perfect method where I am going to crank out 35,000 words in a weekend. And I've done that. Like I have done 35,000 words in 3 days many times when that was all I was doing and there was nothing else I was thinking of, and there was the full spaciousness there. But as as our other card called out this morning, this Arcturian Light Codes, I've been in that future forecasting of like, okay, I have all this time to write, but am I going to survive 6 months from now? How am I going to pay my bills? And where am I going to be? And what am I going to be doing? And blah, blah, blah. Right? So I really loved that message of future thinking. So I have been really standing in this embodiment of like, I am an author and a writer who is supported by her writing. I am an author who is prolific and witnessed, and people read my writing and they move on and they share it, and my writing career keeps amplifying, and opportunities are coming to me for my writing that I can't even begin to foresee, and more people are being impacted by my books than I can possibly imagine. I've just been doing like this constant scripting, working on my language about how I am approaching this writing career, because I have been told from the time I was old enough to have the dream of being a writer and doing that, like it being the core of my life and how I sustain myself. I have been told from the beginning that it was not possible, that it would never come true, that it's just not feasible for someone like me. And I'm done believing that. I'm so done believing that. And there is nothing more magical or affirming on the whole planet for me than getting a message from someone who has just finished reading a chapter of one of my books and is having an emotional response and just wants to like let me know, wow, yeah, that had an impact. That sure had an impact. Like, that is magic to me. That is the best feeling ever to me. So it's clear I'm meant to be doing it. And if you have not already seen my poster here, this came in at the end of last week, and I'm in love with it. And my proof came in, and I'm loving that. Just look at this little mini version of that. It feels really official, and now I'm figuring out the snags, because I did some indexing last night and realized that IngramSpark hasn't done whatever IngramSpark needs to do next to push out to more platforms. So clearly I'm missing a step here. And like, that's the next step to figure out. And then the ebook and getting in libraries. Like, there are steps to take, and I'm very excited to take the steps, but I'm also exhausted. You know, on the really personal tea list, I have really, I feel like over the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, been really sitting with the reality that I am chronically ill. I have chronic fatigue, and I'm not gonna bypass that. I will language that, you know, I believe in expansion and growth and healing, and continue to believe that many of the things I'm experiencing can be loosened, liberated, eased, etc. But the reality is, right here, right now, I am a person that struggles with chronic pain, chronic fatigue, and have a slew of diagnoses to go with it. And also coming to terms with just, like, I've always known I was neurodivergent, if we have neurotypical and neurodivergent, but the CPTSD and ADHD type stuff, like, I haven't really looked at until these past few years, because even though everyone in my family is diagnosed, you know, I'm not, because I'm the one who didn't get the medical attention and care that I needed often. So it's because I was the eldest and I was doing just fine, right? I'm sure so many of you resonate with that story too. But it's this process of understanding that continuing to operate in any way, the way that I was trained to growing up, is not going to work for me, and it never has. And that's so much of what I help other people embrace. Yeah, same story for you. I understand. Like, I've been really working to help support other people embracing their truth and where their reality is and who they really are, and what do they face, and what are some of the challenges and obstacles. But then going back to that patience theme with myself, it's felt really hard to give myself that same grace. So we're working on that now, but it's a work in progress, right? It's an ongoing thing. So I'd say that's like the biggest personal thing. It's just like, oh my gosh, recognizing that I wake up deeply exhausted every day, that I have not felt rested since I was about 8 years old. And 9 years old is where my trauma really kicked off. So my body has never recovered from things that I have endured since I was a small child. And that is that. Like, I'm going to continue to have to recover from these things in my own time and way, just as we all do when we experience something traumatic or something that impacts our health, right? It is a lifelong journey, and it's certainly not one and done or over and done quickly. So for all of you out there who experience your own version of chronic pain, fatigue, illness, invisible conditions that people try to erase or make small, I see you and I believe in you. And as always, I'm cheering you on because I know it's not easy. So we got this, friends. Let's see, last few notes here. Tomorrow is the new moon in Cancer, and it marks the beginning of me doing something a little bit different. So tomorrow is the first new moon after we had a seasonal transition. So we just had the summer solstice. So this new moon in Cancer is the first after the summer midway point. And so we are going to be doing a private new moon ceremony 4 times a year. So 1 per season, 1 summer, fall, winter, spring. I will still be going live on YouTube for the full moons and for eclipses. So we do have a solar eclipse coming up in August that I'll be live for over there. But otherwise, 4 times a year, I will be doing a very intimate, private new moon ceremony, completely free. The way that you get in is you are either on my moon mailing list, which you can sign up for at safrianna.com/moon, or, because you can do both, go over to my Heartbeat community. That is also free. And then you go to the events tab and the link will be available there. I would love for you all to be with me over on Heartbeat. It is part forum, part chat, post pictures, connect in community, no ads, no bots. It's really lovely. We are slowly growing and I can't wait to welcome more people in, but I will gladly post that in the replay. As always, come back and watch this replay and you'll get all the pictures, the cards, and all that good stuff. So let's see. Lughnasadh is coming up. Lughnasadh is one of my favorite holidays. I mean, my last name is Luna, so that is happening on August 1st. You can join me and my dear friend, Dr. Melissa Bird, for that ceremony. Again, I'll post the link down below, but it's safrianna.com/seasonal if you want to come learn about that. And that is a 90-minute ceremony. It is on Zoom. It is a ticketed event. And you can join us for the last 4 rituals of the year if you would like. And again, all of those details are over on my website. Otherwise, if you are looking for a cheerleader, a supporter, somebody who is literally a licensed therapist, coach, Reiki master, druidic priestess, like the list goes on, which is unfortunately why it's very hard to nail down what I do. I support LGBTQIA, Two-Spirit people, and neurodivergent people, kinky, polyamorous, alternative spirituality, the people that have been told they're too much, and our allies. So if you are looking for support, I would love to talk about how we can work together. Don't hesitate to schedule a quick 15-minute chat or reach out directly and we can explore that. And otherwise, I keep trucking on. I'm going to keep working on book 2. If you have not read book 1, but you would like to, it is officially available again on Amazon. We put it back up. IngramSpark, it's available on some other platforms that we're going to keep pushing to, and the ebook will be coming in the next few weeks. So if you're an ebook reader and you're waiting on that, definitely let me know so I have more impetus to get it up quicker. Otherwise, just know that as always, I love y'all so much. I know this human life is so complicated sometimes, so messy sometimes, but I think it's really worth it when we dig in with the people that we love. And all in all, the messages this week are really positive. So take that, ride that wave, and allow yourself some love and some grace and some patience too. All right, my friends. Bye for now.